This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Monday morning, the 26th of June. James Spann, back in the saddle again. Thanks a lot for allowing me a week away. Very welcome break. Weather's going to heat up. We're expecting the hottest weather so far this year later this week. In fact, a few spots may be hitting 100. Upper 90s are likely. Whatever. It's going to be hot. But the good news, heat levels will likely come down next week by the 4th of July. So let's dive in and see what's happening here. So we've got the heat dome. It's been over Texas. And again, we have the ring of fire effect. Around the heat dome, we have these clusters of thunderstorms, organized areas of storms that move on the periphery of the upper high that represents the heat bubble. And we had a couple of those thunderstorm masses coming across the state yesterday and last night. That last organized mass of storms is currently over the Florida Panhandle and extreme South Alabama. That's the radar composite, about 5:20 as I do this update. Those storms moving on the Gulf Coast, providing a rude wake-up call for some of our friends in places like Destin and Panama City Beach. Temperatures across the state, again, notice Birmingham at 75. That's the UHI, Urban Heat Island effect. Cities can retain heat because of the infrastructure. And again, we're going to be in the 90s today, mostly mid-90s. And around the region, mostly 70s, very muggy morning. Low 80s west of the state, close to the heat dome. Shreveport and Baton Rouge at 82. So this is the watch warning map today, and we have a heat advisory for parts of West Alabama and an excessive heat warning for Mobile and Baldwin counties. But understand, everybody's going to be hot today. These advisories are issued based on certain criteria from the Weather Service, based on heat indices. And when that thing starts to get over 105, you'll start to see these colors showing up, and the advisories stretch back into parts of Mississippi and Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and Texas. But again, everybody will be hot this week. Those things kind of come and go. Here's a look at the severe weather potential for today. We have an enhanced risk on the Atlantic coast. That would include cities like Richmond, Raleigh, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, up toward Philadelphia. In Alabama, a marginal risk mainly this morning. That's for the ongoing activity that is pushing through extreme South Alabama. That should be taken out on the next update. Tomorrow, marginal risk on the Atlantic coast and for parts of the High Plains states. And on day 3, which is Wednesday, a couple of marginal risks far north and west of here. So rain for the next 7 days. Showers should be very scarce across Alabama through Thursday. And then we'll probably start to see a little uptick in the number of random scattered storms by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but very classic summer weather, nothing especially organized. And this is an average amount, rain amounts mostly around 1/2 inch between now and Monday morning of next week. So we're getting deeper in the hurricane season. Tropical Storm Brett, Tropical Storm Cindy, both of those have fizzled as expected. Brett dissipated. Cindy is now just a remnant low well to the northeast of Puerto Rico, not expected to regenerate. And at this point, the National Hurricane Center not expecting tropical storm formation for the next 7 days. So if you're beach-bound, that's good news. Model fans, here we go. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid today at 4. And again, you can see troughing on the west coast, troughing on the east coast, ridging in between. And again, the core of the heat remains over Texas and the southern states. And again, for us today, should be pretty quiet this afternoon. In fact, let's go right to the high-res HER, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And it's basically showing nothing. And after those rounds of storms yesterday, last night, the air should be a bit more stable. Could there be a shower? Sure, in the heat of a summer afternoon here, but probably not many at all. And again, we're expecting mid-90s. Same thing tomorrow and the same thing Wednesday. Storms very few and far between. And again, mostly mid-90s. And then Thursday, that heat ridge begins to flex a little bit. And this is where we're probably going to see upper 90s. And the same thing on Friday. Now, Friday, there could be a few scattered storms about during the heat of the day. But the big story, it's going to be the heat. Upper 90s. And there might be some place that will hit 100. But again, I don't know if you can tell the difference between 97 and 100. And the heat index, of course, with the high dew points will be way up there. So the heat's going to be pretty tough at the end of the week. This is Saturday as the weekend begins. Looks pretty quiet. Sunday looks pretty quiet, although both days. I think we're going to mention a few random afternoon storms in scattered spots. Probably not many. Highs for the weekend, again, will be well up in the 90s. And then Monday of next week, this is going to be an interesting holiday weekend. The 4th of July falls on a Tuesday this year, so a lot of people are going to take a 4-day weekend. But the ridge weakens, and the models are consistent in that idea, and that's good news because the heat's going to come down next week. And again, Monday, a few spotty showers about, and it'll be the same situation on Tuesday for Independence Day, but highs could drop into the upper 80s in many spots, which is below average next week. So this upper 90s thing, triple-digit thing, will not last long. Let's go out 10 days. This is Wednesday of next week. And again, a flat ridge, and again, scattered showers and storms will likely be around. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean is the green line. That's the mean of the ensemble members. About 3 inches between now and mid-July. Check temperatures if you dare look from the National Blend of Models. This is for Birmingham. Your number could vary. And you can see mid-90s through Wednesday. And then it's got 101 Thursday, 102 Friday. And I don't think we're going to be that hot. I think we're going to see upper 90s. Again, we've got some pretty good soil moisture here. And it's really hard for us to see that kind of heat when the grass is green and we have got good soil moisture. But again, who notices the difference between 97 and 102? I don't think you can. But notice how the numbers come way down next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, upper 80s, which is not bad at all. Again, that's below average. And here's the latest 8 to 14-day guidance. This is for July 3rd through July 9th. And if this works out, temperatures could be a little below average for the northern third of the state, a little above average for areas near the Gulf Coast. So busy day yesterday. This is what it looked like with the storms coming through. This is round one, the first batch of storms coming through the Tennessee Valley. And they were mostly hailers. These things dropped a lot of hail over the Tennessee Valley. And those moved down through East Alabama, producing hail and strong gusty winds. A lot of lightning. Check out this tree. That tree was just taken out by a wicked lightning hit yesterday. And as always, the sky is just fascinating in the summer here when the visibility is decent. You see those big towering cumulus clouds, and some pop into storms, and just fascinating to watch for the sky watchers. And after the storms, we had some pretty classic mimosas displays and a few very vibrant rainbows. That was taken at Pell City yesterday. And then round two last night, coming in from North Mississippi. This was down in southwest Tuscaloosa County, where they were certainly battered Friday a week ago, but strong gusty winds, a lot of heavy rain. I did not hear of any specific damage with the storms last night, but the lightning show, of course, is tremendous. These summer storms can tower to 50, 60,000 feet. You can see those lightning strikes from so far away. And yes, there's no such thing as heat lightning. All lightning you see in this state produced by a thunderstorm. You just can't hear the thunder because often they're so far away. And there's a look at the line coming through Tuscaloosa. That was the Alberta City area last night. And again, that cluster is moving into the Florida Panhandle this morning. Our friends on the Gulf Coast are dealing with that. All right, so that's it for the morning update here. Let's see what yesterday was one of those days where travel was a little challenging across the country in terms of air travel. Chicago had big storms. They had a ground stop, which forces a ground stop in New York, and we got back really late last night, but that's fine. We got back. I'll never complain about that. So real quick, I'll be in Tuscaloosa this morning. I know that. Heritage Healthcare and Rehab. See some senior adults there this morning. Tomorrow, Alabama Power Company, downtown Birmingham. Big safety meeting there. Wednesday, Riverside Baptist Church for their Baptist camp. See a bunch of kids. That'll be fun. That'll be Wednesday morning. Thursday, looks like we have a weather radio programming event, and that's going to be in Oxford. We'll put details soon if you need some help with your weather radio. And then Friday, I'll be speaking at United Ability in Birmingham. See a lot of my friends there about severe weather safety, so it's going to be a good week. And we have a book signing Saturday in Cordova, Walker County. Back on the book signing trail after several weeks of a break here. And again, we'll post details up on the social sites as we kind of get fixed and back in the saddle later today. If you're new here, we do these updates twice a day, weekdays, weekends as needed. We simulcast on YouTube and Facebook in the morning about 5:15, the afternoon about 2:45. So the next update will be here by 2:45 today. And, of course, we always invite you to listen to our show for weather dweebs, Weather Brains. We're back on the Monday night schedule this week, so we'll be producing tonight at 7 Central on the Weather Brains YouTube channel, youtube.com/weatherbrains. But most people listen as a podcast, which is great. It'll be coming in, dropping after midnight tonight. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.